Tonight, Port Pirie excited for the future as Nesta pays back a major state government loan, and construction of Broken Hill street signs to continue.
With the latest from around the region, your nightly news with John Hunt begins now.
Good evening. The owner of the Port Pirie lead smelter has wiped clean their debt with the South Australian government. Nesta's CEO says it's a sign of their commitment to the Mid-North.
A new chapter for Port Pirie, with $261.1 million paid back to the state government.
Good news for the taxpayers, and I think it just good news in the sense that it takes away sort of a risk from the South Australian government.
Trangura, who became a major shareholder of Nesta in July, have repaid this debt 3 years early. The money has gone towards an upgrade of the Port Pirie smelter. The Treasurer told Parliament it's a step forward for taxpayers.
This is an excellent outcome for the taxpayers of South Australia. No longer do we have the exposure of $262 million swinging in the breeze.
Good business financial engineering, and finding the right way to organise the repayment and make good business sense. So I think that's the reason behind it.
The local mayor says it will create a strong foundation for the community of Port Pirie.
Absolutely fantastic. It just goes to show the level of industry confidence in this region. We are very, very central.
The CEO says this is just the beginning for the smelter, with the company also set to create 100 jobs.
Pure increase. Why? I think in the past years there's been some reductions, and we are planning quite an aggressive improvements in the installation.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Eyre Peninsula's health network has been slammed by the nation's peak medical board. The Australian Medical Association says a blame game between governments has caused serious system failures.
Meeting with rural doctors to listen firsthand to the challenges faced in country clinics. The feedback shocking one of Australia's peak medical bodies, who are now demanding change.
People can't get their health care, they cannot see doctors, they cannot get their conditions treated, and really that has to be changed.
The Australian Medical Association visiting the Eyre Peninsula to try and understand the situation.
We're at least 20 to 40 doctors down in this area.
The medical body isn't mincing its words about the danger of the current health system.
Because at the moment it is a complete train wreck. There's been a blame game for too long between state and federal.
The association says better incentive packages and support for regional doctors is desperately needed.
Let's just say it very clearly, money and funding to ensure that the things that will keep them here will be enacted so that they will stay here.
The federal government says it's aware of the issue and is working towards a solution.
There are a wide range of incentives on the table at the moment, particularly for single doctor practices, so they can get time off.
While SA Health aim to address the challenges with its $20 million rural medical workforce plan expected to be released next month. Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Listeria has been detected in Kaleski's meat plain metwurst, resulting in a recall. The 500-gram and bonus 150-gram products with a best before date of May 11, 2020 are being recalled. Coles supermarkets in Port Lincoln and Port Augusta are on the list of places it's been sold. While no one has reported with the illness, health professionals say the product should be discarded. South Australia's road toll has now risen to 100, following a recent fatal crash in the state's southeast. The figure is the highest it's been since 2009, with police urging drivers to be safe. They say they're concerned it'll get higher, with the busy festive season fast approaching.
Road toll, from SAPOL's perspective, is in my opinion, and SAPOL's, it's out of control. Get the message out there that you need to drive safely on the roads, especially in summertime out on the highway.
The road toll was 69 at the same time last year. And the Eyre Highway was shut for several hours today, whilst police conducted a major road sweep. They were targeting drink and drug drivers, as well as inspecting road trains.
Patrols were out at 8 a.m. this morning, closing off the Eyre Highway to conduct road testing until 6 p.m. The road safety campaign, a part of the Operation Air Safe, taking a month to coordinate.
Today's operation is about ensuring road safety compliance of both heavy vehicles and also all other road users to make sure that everyone's safe on the roads.
Drink and drug driving, a target for police, stopping every vehicle along the highway.
Today we're seeing probably in excess of 1,200 motorists who will be tested.
The operation getting results within hours of opening.
And so far we've already got 3 drivers who shouldn't have been on the roads, either for drug or alcohol or for licensing issues.
Drivers understanding the importance of a major road stop like this.
Keep everyone safe and keep everyone that's on drugs and alcohol off the road and keep the cars safe.
Knowing that the slight delay will be worth it.
At the end of the day, we put up with it for the sake of safety, so yeah.
Inspectors getting on hands and knees to ensure no tyre was left unchecked. They're confident today's efforts have helped make our local roads safer.
If we can save one life today, we've done a massive impact.
Laura Milovanovic, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Still to come tonight, calls for a Port Pirie road to receive an upgrade, and a motion to halt construction of Broken Hill's welcome signs defeated. Welcome back. A Mid-North resident has raised concerns over a series of bumps on Wandeera Road in Port Pirie. Council says it'll fix the issue, committing at least $50,000.
Riding the Mexican wave. Wandeera Road is notorious for its series of dips, and residents are fed up.
The car's going up and down all the way through, just like a Mexican wave. So I thought it was a good way to explain it.
Residents say they're concerned about its safety and are demanding the Port Pirie Council to fix it.
If people are driving or riding their bikes along the left-hand side of the road, and if they're not being attentive to what they're doing, and they could fall over.
After 18 months of making noise about this issue, the council has addressed the community's pleas by putting money towards this road in its capital works program.
This is to do some boreholes and do some testing to find out exactly what material we've got there. From that information we can then get a design together and carry out works in the new year.
Council has thanked residents for the feedback, saying it's critical to fix local issues.
Yeah, it is good to see community members being proactive. It's always good that they can come to us and tell us where there are some faults and where there are some issues. Council can't be everywhere, so constructive comments from the public is always a positive.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Golf News.
A Port Lincoln man and 2 teenagers have been arrested following an alleged break-in over the weekend. It's alleged just before 7 on Sunday evening, sheds at the town's Resource Recovery Centre were broken into and a push bike was stolen. Police arrested the trio on Tuesday and charged them with a raft of offences. The adult was refused bail, while the teenagers are due to appear in the Port Lincoln Youth Court next month. Fire crews near Port Lincoln were kept busy today after a scrub fire quickly ignited on the outskirts of town. Just after midday, emergency crews were called out to North Shields in response to the blaze. Crews battled the flames on the ground and in the air, with water-bombing aircraft called in to assist. More than 20 hectares of farmland has been destroyed. The blaze is now under control, but CFS are warning residents to be careful with smoke inhalation. A motion to stop production of Broken Hill's new gateway signs to find new ones was defeated at last night's council meeting. The decision angering many locals in attendance.
After almost an hour of debate,
it's all about our future, our town, and it's time this council came on board, listened to the Broken Hill people and supported the Broken Hill people.
Motion defeated.
Councillors failed to listen to the public. The public were there again in force, told the councillors of their concerns, told them what was important.
A rescission motion to halt construction of the city's new welcome signs to find a new design was put forward. Locals pleading for councillors to support it.
The 6 who voted last time to retain the sign are not listening, and your brand is beyond repair. Thank you. As community leaders, we need to be doing everything possible to help the economy of Broken Hill and help create employment for the youth of Broken Hill.
A petition with over 1,000 signatures also submitted to sway those opposing the motion, but it was not enough, the rescission losing 6-4.
Councillor Gallagher, all those against, Councillor Norwood, Councillor Clark, Councillor Councillor.
The original gateway signage design will be used at the 5 entry points to the city. Patrick Ryankey, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Port Augusta's Deputy Mayor will return to the role for another year. He was re-voted into the job and says he's looking forward to the challenge.
Another year as Deputy Mayor for Port Augusta City Council. Born and bred in the city, Philip Brown has been a member of council now for 10 years and he's still passionate about his hometown.
I love the town, love the people around the place, so yeah, no, I really do.
Mr Brown is taking on the role for the second year in a row after being reappointed at the last council meeting. He says he's excited about the outcome.
I want to continue to do what I'm doing, and that's helping other members, be that conduit for information from them to the mayor and all the management group.
Mr Brown says the community is in for an exciting few years. He's hoping to contribute to the city of Port Augusta and continue to learn and grow as a community.
I think it is positive. I think we need to do really, this year and next year is going to be really important for this council. First year's learning curve for a lot of them, and the next couple of years is going to be really important.
And he's looking forward to the next year with all members of council.
We work well together, so it'll be good.
Laura Milovanovic, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Southern Launch touched down in Port Lincoln today, hosting a consultation session with local residents. The proposed Whalers Way launch facility is set to be running by the end of next year.
It's a facility set to skyrocket the Eyre Peninsula into the space race.
Launching satellites, thing of the future, it should be really, really great.
Local residents getting a chance today to put a face to the project, with the Southern Launch CEO touching down in Port Lincoln.
Now we're getting involved at the community level, and as we're starting to progress the designs of the facilities, the engagement with potential customers, and understanding the benefit to the local community as well.
Globally, the space industry is worth an astronomical $330 billion US. Residents hoping some of that might trickle down here on the Eyre Peninsula.
We're in the construction industry, and with a bit of luck we might get a bit of work.
Wherever possible, we want to use local people.
Southern Launch hope to start using the proposed Whalers Way launch facility by next year, with its first client Perigee Aerospace already on board. If all goes to plan, it could be a major drawcard for more international companies to come.
If it makes economic sense, they will then come and bring some of their manufacture or their assembly into South Australia.
Nathan Regter, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us after the break. Our fishing experts will tell us what's biting in the Gulf, and Britt will have the weekend weather details. Hello again. There's only 2 sleeps until the GFG Whyalla Christmas pageant, kicking off at 4 p.m. in the City Plaza. It'll be followed by an after party in Adirang Gardens. In a change to proceedings, there'll be no fireworks this year due to construction of the new jetty. Residents are encouraged to give to those less fortunate by donating a toy to the Centre Care trailer. And Broken Hill's Christmas pageant has avoided cancellation following an influx of float nominations. The parade was in danger, but organisers say the community has rallied behind it.
The Christmas cheer is almost here.
Really great response from the community from the last couple of call-outs that we've done.
It was worried the Silver City Christmas Parade would not go ahead with initial float nominations low. However, a surge in entries over the last week has seen the lineup become chock-a-block.
We've got 50 floats as of now, so we're not accepting any more floats. We're at capacity.
Streets around the CBD will be closed next Saturday afternoon, the pageant coming down Oxide Street, turning onto Argent before heading up Sulphide to Sturt Park. Organisers saying this year's floats are wide-ranging, including the city's primary schools.
Then we've got, the big cranes from Lawrence Engineering and Bobos Construction to just people with cars, so all the vintage cars.
An after-party will be held in Sturt Park, featuring entertainment and activities as well as community markets.
We just really appreciate the communities and the business support that we've got for this year.
The pageant gets underway at 6 o'clock on December 7. Patrick Reinke, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Time for a look at what you can catch in the Gulf. Here's fishing tips.
G'day, welcome to this week's fishing tips from Port Augusta, Jewel of the North. Well, it's a bit spasmodic at the moment. The crabs are there, there's a few shearbacks amongst them, so please throw those back. You can get a good feed if you need to. Silver whiting, high tides along the shacks, and also on the low banks over in the Flinders Channel at low tide. There's still kingfish available, but basically the squid have moved out, so people have been trying using salmon trout as live bait. That's all we have from the Jewel of the North.
Welcome another week around the Gulf fishing tips. It's unbelievable. Last week we told you there was blue swimmer crabs out there. Yes, we were right, but by gosh, you do have to work for them. So the yellowfin whiting are a little bit tired at this particular stage, but I would say if you started to look around a little bit still in the Talawi Beach area, and then September always sees around the time when we had snook, but I think this season's been a little bit late, so don't be scared to put a lure over. You might catch yourself the odd snook. I'll see you next week.
G'day and welcome to this week's fishing tips from Port Lincoln. Not a lot of news around this week, but there should be a few whiting up along the North Shore and around the Sand Hills just on dark. Moving down the south coast, there's still a few salmon around down there, and also a few gummy sharks off the beaches too. Offshore from Port Lincoln, there's been some good nannygai catches down the passage, also a few gummy sharks also down there. That's about it for this week. We'll see you again next week.
And with a look at what's happening in the weather, here's Britt.
Thanks, John. We saw partly cloudy conditions across the region today, Port Augusta and Broken Hill both reaching 33 degrees, Port Pirie 30, Whyalla 27, Adelaide 26, Port Lincoln 19. From the satellite, cloud moving over the region today near a low pressure trough with a cold front to the southeast. To tomorrow, and we'll start with the waters, southerly winds tending southwesterly at 15 to 20 knots with seas around 1.5 metres. Sunrise just after 6 a.m. Showers forecast over most of the Gulf tomorrow, although it should remain dry about the eastern Eyre Peninsula. Broken Hill looking at a windy top of 35 degrees, Corn 31, Port Augusta 29, Port Pirie 26, Whyalla and Clare both 24, Woodner and Kadina 23, Cleve 21, Coffin Bay 18, Port Lincoln rainy with a top of 17, and if you're heading to Adelaide for the cricket tomorrow, you can expect afternoon showers with a top of 22 degrees. Looking further ahead now, with showers expected at Port Lincoln on Saturday, rain and wind on Sunday with showers again on Monday. Cleve and Woodner both with a partly cloudy start to the weekend, showers forecast Sunday and Monday. Looking fine at Whyalla on Saturday with cloudy conditions Sunday and Monday. Port Augusta with a partly cloudy weekend and a little more cloud cover heading into the new week. Kadina fine on Saturday with rain and wind on the way Sunday and Monday. A partly cloudy start to the weekend at Port Pirie and Clare, both expecting showers Sunday and Monday. Broken Hill dusty on Saturday, looking fine Sunday and Monday. And with that, John, it's back to you.
Thanks, Britt. And that's the local news this Thursday evening. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates later in the evening, but until then, enjoy your night here on 7. On behalf of the team, it's good night.